haciendo transiciones de cámara. ¿Qué pasa, chavales? Ya estamos aquí, cenadito. Pitimini, me toma un pedazo de yogur de Macedonia. Vengo con las fuerzas cargadas a tope. O sea, hoy... un par de horitas ya está, un par de horitas ya está. ¿Dónde coño está el apoyo de brazos? Aquí. ¿Qué pasa, Miguel, picha? ¿Que estás por ahí trabajando hasta tarde? Bueno, vamos a abrir el juego. A ver. En verdad lo estoy streameando por colgarlo en YouTube, todo lo que voy a hacer, porque a estas horas en verdad ya no creo que vaya a venir por aquí mucha gente. De todas maneras había sido un día un poco flojito. Y me tengo que pelar. Me tengo que pelar. Me tengo que pelar, chaval. Taca, taca. Ah, espérate, que aún me estáis viendo a mí, ¿no? Me estáis viendo a mí nada más. Vale, pues voy a hacer la transición de la cámara. Listo. Nada, estoy en casa con el móvil. Ahí.
Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague
Pues de repente me
expanded,
está entrando en el sueño, ¿eh? Haciendo el cigarrito
subjects lived
rápido.
in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son.
Bueno, es el inicio de clases en LATAM, así que este mes irá flojo.
For this moment all his life.
¿Cómo que es el inicio de clases en LATAM? ¿Ahora empezáis vosotros el curso?
But Wenceslas did not take after his father.
Nosotros estábamos ya, pues vamos. O sea, ya hace mucho tiempo que no había ninguna clase de nada, ¿no? Pero vamos, yo creo que los chavales están ya para Semana Santa. Las vacaciones de Semana Santa y después ya le dan las vacaciones de verano. Tú estás a 2 semanas de entrar. Joder. Y pesa a mí. Al colegio todos hemos ido. O sea... Vamos para allá. Es verdad, aquí estoy. Con mi caballo ya. Vamos a vender cosas. Vamos a vender cosas. Vamos a vender cosas, tralará. Ya, con caballos esto es otra cosa, papá. Ay, mierda, se me olvidó avisar en el Discord. No es que haya mucha gente tampoco hoy, pero... si no avisa a nadie... Vale. Taca, 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 pam. Taca, taca y taca. Vale. Pues aprovecha, Miguel. 2 semanas de vacaciones que te quedan. Que huelo mal, creo que me han dicho, no sé. Tú eres peor, zorra.
Good day to you.
A ver. Acerca de las reparaciones. A ver. Ah, mira la cosa. Es que no me gusta mucho el chija de este. Sí, los voy a vender, los voy a vender. A tomar por culo. Vamos a empezar con la venta. Andiamo di fare. Ah, que no me acepta armas. Muy marica. Vamos a regatear un poco, ¿no? Que nos dé más plata.
Let's talk about the price.
Well, we can try it.
Satisfied?
Close. Drop the price a bit more and we'll shake on it.
Are we agreed?
Close. Drop the price a bit more and we'll shake on it.
Cabrón.
That's a sum I can live with.
No hablemos de reparaciones, anda, cabronazo.
May the Lord watch over you.
Regatear.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Naturally.
Naturally.
Agree?
More.
More.
Agree?
Well, a little more.
Un poco
and
más.
we'll
Pero
call
qué
it a
cabrón
deal.
de mierda. O sea, que no vas a ceder un carajo. Que has bajado de 5 monedas y ya está, cabrón.
That's a sum I can live with.
Qué cabronazo.
With salt, caraway seeds, garlic, and more. You'll find it nowhere else.
God be with you. May the Lord watch over you.
No, reparar no, que se me va el coco. Quiero vender.
May the Lord watch over you.
32 monedas. Qué cosa más burda es esta. Ah.
Can we do some?
Sure.
Satisfied?
That's too much. See now, I knew we'd come to an agreement.
Vale. ¿Con qué estoy cargando? Que sea demasiado para ti. Es verdad que no he reparado ni los zapatos ni la ropa. A ver. Un zapatero. Zapatero, nunca mejor dicho. Y no lo voy a encontrar, ¿no? ¿No? Sí, sí, era aquí, ¿verdad? Vale, vamos a arreglarnos los zapatitos. Amigo, ¿dónde vas?
My respects.
Regatear, tendría que pagar 42 monedas por esto.
Let's talk about
Ni
the
de
fight.
puta coña.
Agree?
You won't convince me with that. Finally, a reasonable sum.
Ahora tengo zapatos nuevos. Algo es algo. No, está cerrado ya, hijo de puta. Qué rápido se va a dormir el puto... El puto sastre, tío.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Aren't you Ringler? Millard? And you're that blacksmith's lad, right? Maybe not. But why shouldn't I try and beat
Sí, este
some
tío es
point
simplemente
out
un
into
diálogo
it?
rápido
Yeah,
porque
and
tengo
you
que
can
hablar,
pass it
luchar
on
con
to
él.
us that need it. If you want to fight me, you... Good luck.
Vamos a pelear contra este hombre. Vale. ¡Hoy me la como! Vamos aquí.
Yeah.
A ver con qué equipo voy.
Good day.
I'd like...
Uh-huh.
Pagar para pagar por una moza y todo lo que ello conlleva.
I'd like,
As you wish.
I'm not giving you that one.
And how much?
Satisfied?
That's not enough.
You won't regret spending the money. I guarantee it.
Oh. Oh.
Vamos a guardar. La saciedad como baja, tío. Eso es por la tenia. Vale. Perdón. Vale. A ver las misiones que tenemos por ahora entre manos.
Yeah.
Vamos a guardar un par de cosas en el baúl, que estoy siempre a tope de peso. Y tengo que ir libre. Ahora que voy a viajar por ahí, voy a ir bastante lejos, tengo que ir libre para coger todo lo que me encuentre. Vamos a, de hecho, a sacar lo que hay en el caballo,
Hey, lad! Don't you want a little wager on the rat egg?
Vale. A coger panecillo. Saciedad 73.
Hey, lad! God save me. you later.
A ver.
Yeah.
La verdad es que esto del caballo es la vida. Sin caballo te mueres. Sin caballo te mueres. Ah, tengo que, es verdad, que el jugador... Tengo niveles que subir, es verdad, es verdad, es verdad. Colmillos. Cornamenta. Forzar cerraduras. Después de forzar una cerradura se tiene una posibilidad del 20% de que las ganzas rotas se regeneren en el inventario. Granjas duraderas, sí. Fuerza. Baluarte, es un 30% menos de resistencia, si está bien. La regeneración de resistencia no disminuye en combate, ni siquiera al descargar el arma. Este es bueno. Vitalidad. Se corre a menos velocidad, pero aguantas más. Tu velocidad en carrera es un 20% más lenta, pero sí un 20% menos de resistencia. Reduce la probabilidad de que los ataques del enemigo te hagan sangrar. Bien. Diálogo. Aumenta el nivel de diálogo en +3 al tratar con nobles y burgueses. No permite tener la ventaja baja con uno a la vez. Este es bueno. ¿Se decida o cómo? Tengo que mirar un poco las... Héroe local. Baja cuna, alta cuna o la oferta final. Es que no sé qué hacer. No sé qué puede ser mejor. Alta cuna al fin y al cabo es con gente de nobleza. Y con esa gente voy a hablar poco. Diálogo 5. No sé qué elegirías tú, Miguel. Baja cuna, alta cuna. Yo creo que me voy a ir por baja cuna, ¿no? Ya tenemos 5 de diálogo, eso sería más 8. Suelo encontrar más gente baja que de baja cuna que de alta. Ya coge baja cuna. Toma por culo. A ver. Y ya lo tengo que subir otra vez.
Yeah. Yeah.
ver si el puñetero cabrón este de aquí está ya trabajando, porque es un flojo y no trabaja hasta las 11 de la mañana. Míralo. Si está cerrado, será cabrón. Aquí también está cerrado, está todo el mundo cerrado. Hasta las 9 de la mañana no abre nadie, tío. Qué calidad de vida, qué calidad de vida, qué huevedad más gorda.
Good day to you.
¿Cómo se dice? No me sale. Sin tarifear, le he dicho que sí del tirón. ¿Dónde está el puñetero? Kunesh. Puto Kunesh.
I see you survived.
Aren't you observant?
You still owe me. Don't think I've forgotten.
I don't owe you. I owe your father, and he's dead. So get out of here.
You realise I could kill you without a moment's thought. Anytime I want to, you coward.
Haha, really? Then go ahead. Show me.
Ven aquí, guapo, ven. Sí, bueno, pero ¿me vais a dar algo o no?
Garlic soup for the winter, onion soup for the spring.
About that money you owe.
Asparagus for taste and fruit
Fine.
for ale.
I owe you. What am I supposed to do about it? You think you'll get anything from me? Look at what I've got. But maybe I could. Maybe I could tell you where you can find some money. If you forgive my debt, that is.
All right then. Start talking.
No. First, I want you to swear you won't be demanding anything else from me.
Muy bien, pues.
Very well then. Talk.
When we were running from Skalice, I heard something. I don't know who said it. It's a miracle I could even hear it in that chaos. Either way, somebody hid a lot of coin
Bajo
under
un
a
palomar.
dovecote.
Under a dovecote. And that's it.
That's all I know. How many dovecotes could there be in Skalice? If you've got the guts to go back there, you're bound to find it.
Fine. We'll see.
Vale, misión iniciada.
I'll be with you.
You're Stephen, aren't you? Milan tells me he won't fight me until I beat you.
Oh, yeah? Then why would you want to? Well, never mind. I'll fight you if you pay me. What do you say? Take care now.
A partirle la madre a este güey. Vamos, vato. Vale, listo. Mi caballo, vamos a guardar. ¿Qué es lo que le quitaste a ti? Yo no sé ni lo que le he quitado. Ah, que voy sin calzas, es verdad. Vale, pues si no me equivoco, nada más que me falta uno para batirme. Hombre, no. Vale. Y ahora vamos a pegarnos un viaje largo, ¿eh? Voy a cambiar de ciudad. Y como estoy en modo extremo, no tengo viaje rápido, así que voy a tener que ir a caballo, a hacer un buen viaje, porque voy a ir a Uis a aprender a leer. Que no podemos seguir siendo unos ceporros, por Dios. No sé ni leer los carteles que me encuentro por el camino.
Young master, the good Lord in his infinite wisdom gifted me.
Ah, esto es un timo seguro.
Have a look at these cucumbers.
Why not?
They'll stay firm all
So,
winter. Buy
what
'em
fate
before
awaits
someone
me,
else
good
does.
wife?
Alas, young man, you will meet with great suffering. The Lord is testing you, or punishing you. Look to your conscience. Make restitution for all the evil you have done, and repent. Repent, like the good thief, and perhaps you will be
Onions that'll
absolved.
even make your man cry like a little lass. Come and buy some.
Thank you. Here's your coin.
I thank you, Goodman. There's not many who treat me as
Venga,
kindly as
señora.
you have. May God be with you.
God be with you.
Con Dios.
God be with you.
Un grochen, por Dios. A ver. Reparo, no tengo que reparar nada, ¿no? Solo ropa.
Vegetables, fruit, apples, cucumbers, onions. Come get 'em.
My respects to you.
Regatear, no voy a pagar eso ni de coña.
Can we do something about the price?
All right, so.
What about this?
Tampoco puedo regatear mucho, la verdad.
That's not enough.
Nada.
See, now I knew we'd come to an agreement.
Vale. Le da un poquito más, le da media moneda más. Lo tengo todo ahora perfectamente reparado. Perfecto. Y estamos limpios. Vamos a buscar a este hombre para la lucha. Y nos vamos ya de aquí, de este pueblo. Bueno, de esta ciudad. Además ya no tengo más obligaciones, ¿no?
Jesus Christ. You gave those two a pretty good hiding.
Y yo
And I
gané
made a
un brochen
groschen
con
or
las
two in
apuestas. Vos, la gente
You
de Skalice,
Skalice
y bueno
fellas
para
are
mi
good for
bolsa.
my purse. God be with you.
Venga, por Dios. Lo que tarda en cargar para una pelea. Pues tal y como estamos nos vamos a ir ya. De acuerdo, ahora el camino, ¿cuál era? Creo que tengo que atravesar la ciudad.
Ya. Ya.
Vamos a ir a aprender a leer, estoy hasta los huevos de no saber leer. Además, ¿cómo puedes investigar algo si no sabes leer? Es que no... Vamos, porque por ahora no he tenido que leer nada, pero vamos.
Ya.
Tengo que acordarme del camino. Porque aquí en modo extremo no veo... Tengo que coger hacia arriba. Un buen camino nos espera, ¿eh?
Ya.
Espero no encontrarme con saqueadores. También llevo el arco, ¿no? En la mano. Ahí.
Ya.
Lugar interesante. Vamos a llegar a Nigwood.
Ya.
En verdad aquí no necesito el arco.
Ya. Ya.
El caballo ya está cansado. Mal empezamos la travesía. Ah, que me están asaltando. Que me están asaltando, güey. Uno muerto. Y a ver el otro lo que hace. He fallado. Oh, he fallado. Anillo de plata. 26 grochen en series de armadura pequeña. Nos viene poción de caléndula. Nos viene de lujo todo. No tiene nada más de valor. Vamos a ver al compañero, el que ya estaba muerto. Amigo. Vamos a ver el otro dónde estaba. No lo veo. Está aquí. Me mato de un flechazo. Locura. Ahora no encuentro ninguno de los dos cadáveres. A ver, ¿cómo está aquí? Que acabo de saquear. Y el otro. El otro está aquí. A ver. Espada corta. La puedo usar ya. Vamos a meterlo en el caballo. Igual que la cachiporra, para que quiero la cachiporra. Y el six. Y vamos a seguir con el viaje. Bueno, pues ya hemos tenido el primer intento del conato de asalto. Y del conato de asalto. Por supuesto están cayendo pollas, ¿no? A los tíos. Bueno, lo malo es que sean cumanos. Si son cumanos, ahí somos nosotros los que comemos pollas. Ah, no, pero esto no cruza el río. Esto cruza el río. Vale, vamos bien, vamos bien. Ahora vamos a mirar ya la ruta final. Ya hemos cruzado el río, estamos a esta altura. Tengo que atravesar un campamento, mantenerme por el camino de la izquierda y después seguir recto y atravesar las putas nubes. Vale. No, esto no está bien.
Yeah.
Al otro lado no hay un camino, ¿no? No, esto no está bien, no sé dónde estoy. No sé dónde estoy.
Yeah.
Creí que sabía dónde estoy, pero no sé dónde estoy. Vale, no pasa nada, no nos ponemos nerviosos. Retrocedemos. He subido por aquí.
Yeah.
Es que esto no lleva a la derecha.
Yeah.
Ah, mira lo que he encontrado. Aquí estuve el otro día.
Yeah.
Esto no vale nada, ¿no? Son esta moneda. Saciedad 66. Sí, vamos a comer. Vamos a dormir una hora, ¿eh? Solamente una horita para guardar la partida. Una siestina después de comer. Ah, de una horita, para eso somos españoles. Ay. Es que eso es un mito, ¿eh? No todos los españoles duermen siesta. Hay muchísimos españoles que no la duermen. Eso es un puto mito. A ver, hay mucho que la dormimos.
Yeah.
A ver. Tengo que salir ya del bosque. Si no, no tengo ni puta idea de dónde estoy.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it. And it's safe as houses.
Yeah.
Sube la trampa que te caga, vamos. Vamos a lo nuestro. Ahí está el pueblo al que yo quiero llegar. Ya estamos aquí. No hace falta ir con el arco.
Yeah.
Hemos llegado. Y en este pueblo a lo que yo vengo aquí es aprender a leer. Tengo una misión que me ha encomendado el alcalde de Retag, y es que le he pedido aprender a leer y me ha mandado para acá, que hay un escriba que me va a ayudar. No el pueblecito, ¿no? No puede ser más empinado. Una puta colina terrible, vamos, terrible colina. Amigo. Sí, sí, tranquilo. Ah, mira, es aquí. Espero que no me pongan pega. Ah, señora. Vamos para adentro. Mira, aquí está el colega, este es el que nos va a enseñar. Oh, por fin voy a dejar de ser un paleto, voy a aprender a leer. Hola.
My respects to you.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
¿Cuánto groschen?
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though. and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Se los damos, se los damos.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start.
Se aprender a leer.
He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor your king.
Un ceporro ahí, ¿eh? Con el hacha al lado. Ese era yo en clase, tú. Me decían el búho, no es broma. En clase, en el colegio me decían el búho porque me dormía, picha.
So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book here on the table.
No sé por qué el búho, pero así me decían los cabrones.
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through.
A probarnos, vamos a leer. Comprensión lectiva. Un día... Uy, pone un die. Hostia, está todo mal escrito, chavales. Voy a mover la cámara para que lo podáis ver porque esto es gracioso de cojones. Vale, cámara. Aquí. Taca, 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 taca. Aquí en la esquinita de la derecha ahora, ¿vale? A ver. Un día, un campesino acudió al nido. Un campesino acudió al nido de sus gansos y allí descubrió un huevo amarillo y resplandeciente. Al tomarlo, resultó que era pesado como el plomo y a punto estuvo de arrojarlo considerando que se trataba de una broma. Mas lo pensó mejor y a su casa se lo llevó. Y pronto descubrió para su regocijo que era un huevo de oro puro. Cada mañana sucedía lo mismo, y pronto el campesino se hizo rico vendiendo sus huevos. Cuanto más rico era, más codicioso se convertía, y queriendo hacerse con todo el oro que el ganso le pudiera dar, lo mató y lo abrió para descubrir que en su interior no había nada. Vamos a levantarnos. A ver qué nos dice ahora. Supongo que nos preguntará algo relacionado con el texto, lógicamente. ¿Qué haces? Tengo que hablar contigo, gilipollas.
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
Que ser codicioso no compensa.
That being greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented pupils. You've uncovered the meaning hidden in the letters. Like I told you, books are valuable, and the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read them?
Significa eso que ya se lee.
Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it.
Ahora en latín, vete a chuparla. Como te digo eso en latín, vete a chuparla en latín.
About the goose. Now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad.
Chupus pulus. Hijo de puta. Ahora en latincito. Cachón del nota, Nullus est libre. Tam malsu ut non eiqua porta. He hecho una foto de esta mierda. Porque encima que lo tengo que memorizar. ¿Que estás loco o qué? Y me hace un selfie, no, cojones. A ver. Vale. nos vamos de aquí. Atrás. No sé qué coño espera ese tío ahora que hagamos. Ah, que viene para acá. He leído la página.
So tell me, District Poulet, what's written there?
Nullus est liber tam malus.
Malus. Non.
Non alique parte prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach you. Congratulations. You can go on the odisea.
Ya puedo leer los carteles de la...
Thank you, Domine. I'm
Gracias,
feeling a lot,
thank you, Domine.
wiser.
Vale. En las tiendas todos los libros son más baratos. Al leer, el cansancio y el hambre llegan el doble de lento de lo habitual. Voy a robar todos los libros, o sea que lectura apasionante. Más poderoso que la espada. Ahora tengo que volver a la ciudad en la que estaba. Es que necesitaba formarme, necesitaba leer, saber leer, ¿no? Ya no soy un ceporro. Vale. Pues vamos a ir a Talenberg. O bajamos directamente aquí. Es temprano, en verdad. ¿Qué hora es? Nos faltan varias horas para anochecer. Aún me da tiempo a llegar. ¿Cómo se ve, eh? A ver. Las salidas del sur del Edeco son muy... La sube, por Dios.
Ya.
Nuevo rango de equitación. Dudo que me dejes hacer nada, ¿no? Equitación. ¿Dónde está la equitación? Hasta el 4 nada.
Ya. Ya.
Sí, esto lo pasamos antes. Vamos por buen camino. adelante, sí. Bueno, pues vamos a buscar al tal Panocha y vamos a sacarle lo que sabe sobre la matanza que ha habido en la granja de Newolf, porque es el único dato que tenemos, la única pista. Así que a ver. Tío, dos colgados aquí por la cara, ¿eh? Vale, ya estamos otra vez por la zona. Vamos a ir a buscar al tal Panocha. Panocha o Panoja o como carajo se llame. Vamos a ver la misión. Enterrar a los mineros y buscar a Panocha. Vale, y eso es exactamente ahí. Y estamos aquí. Hay que seguir recto, atravesar el campo de trigo, la S del río y el campo de carboneros. Vale, lo tenemos claro. Y aquí es donde nos tenemos que salir. Porque yo por aquí no veo el río, ¿no? Ah, sí, sí está aquí. Aquí es. Ya los he encontrado. Al lío. Portavoz de los carboneros. He ido a dar con él el tirón.
Good health to you.
Could you help me?
Depends what you want, doesn't it?
I'm looking for Ginger, a stable boy from Neuhof. They say he ran away and joined up with some charcoal burners he used to hang around with sometimes.
Sorry, there's never been a lad called Ginger around here. You have to try somewhere else.
A murder's been committed at Neuhof, and that boy likely knows who did it. It's vital I find him.
There's been murder aplenty in these parts of late, but that Ginger lad really hasn't been here.
There'll be a lot less murdering going on once I bring those bastards to justice, so how about helping me out?
Calm down, lad, for the love of God. There's been no one like the boy you want round here. But then again, there are other charcoal burners. Try them. You might want to hurry. You're not the first to be asking about him, and the others weren't exactly a noble-looking bunch. Although they were generous with their silver.
They didn't happen to say what they wanted him for?
No. But they definitely didn't look like they wanted to invite him to a feast.
Ya lo están buscando, chaval.
Do you have any idea where else he could have gone?
You said he was friends with the charcoal burners? Well, you'll definitely find some in the forest between Neuhof and Ujitz. There's good spots around there.
But that forest is huge. I could spend weeks searching.
Then follow the river. That's how you found us, isn't it? Where there's charcoal burners, there's always water nearby.
¿Cierto? Vale. Vale, pues preguntaré en otro lugar.
All right, I'll go and ask somewhere else.
May the Lord watch over you.
Vale, esto es... ¿verdad? Esto es New Wolf. Justo por donde he venido. Justo por donde he venido.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eso digo yo.
Yeah.
Mira, aparecen las vacas de la nada. Muérete.
Yeah.
Vale. Uy, está cansado el puto caballo. Corre, corre, lleve.
Yeah.
A good day to you. What do you need?
I'm looking for Ginger from Neuhoff. Do you know anything about him?
I know him. What do you want of him?
There's a few questions.
Empieza con
I
las
need to ask.
preguntitas.
Well, you'll have to go somewhere else to find him. He doesn't come here much.
I really must speak with him. A murder was committed at the stud farm, and that boy probably knows who did it. I have to get him to talk.
And you think he had a hand in it?
Hard to say. He ran away, but on the other hand, it seems he stabbed one of the attackers.
Well, when you put it like that, it's clearly urgent business. I do know him. Not personally, but I've seen him around. He's friends with the charcoal burners down by Townburg. I know he hangs around with the twins there.
Downstream by
Twins,
Talbot.
con los gemelos.
Somewhere by the castle.
If you follow the river to the west, you're bound to run into them. Oh, one more thing.
Yes?
Some other men have been around asking about him, but they weren't as convincing as you. Oh well.
Perfecto. Ahora tenemos que ir. Estamos aquí. Tenemos que retroceder y coger este camino o... Vale. Vale, o sea que lo que vamos a hacer es lo siguiente. Nos venimos por aquí. Y ahora nos vamos a pegar al río. putos humanos. No, 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 no. No, hombre, no. Putos humanos, me mataban. Qué de gente. Qué miedo. ¿Me están persiguiendo aún? Ah, sé que no van a llegar. Vale, vale.
Good health to you.
Where are you hiding Ginger?
What?
Don't try that one on me. I know he's friends with you and your brother. I need to talk to him about the massacre at the stud farm. He's the only witness.
El único testigo.
I'll tell you. First, you have to deal with those two bandits.
Pero primero debéis de encargaros de los dos bandidos que han estado preguntando por él.
I can't do that, seeing as I already killed them.
Is that a fact? And I'm supposed to take your word for it?
There were two of them. One had a sword and the other an axe.
All right. I'll take your word for it. Ginger's hiding out in a ruined hut not far from here. You go north along the road to Ujits until you see a path to the right that leads to a spring.
Esos
There's
dos
an
son los que me
overgrown
cargué
path from
antes.
there that'll lead you to where Ginger is. But it's easy to miss it.
Thank you.
Farewell.
Vale, bien. Nos ha pedido el colega que matáramos a dos tíos, pero ya me los he cargado. Así que me los cargué antes. Vale, y ahora estamos aquí. Estamos aquí. Tenemos que coger... Vale. Vamos para allá. ¡Vamos, perdigón! Dios mío. Aquí está, vale, lo he encontrado. Te encontré, amigo.
Jesus, you've led me a merry dance.
What do you want from me?
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why did you run off like that? Where are your cronies? And why did you kill that bandit?
What?
Right, one thing at a time. Why did you run off in such a hurry?
Because I was afraid they'd come back and kill me.
Who?
Those bandits, of course.
To get revenge on you for killing their mate.
Killing? Me? I never killed anyone. God is my witness.
I'm looking for your friends. Where are they?
Charcoal burners? They're over at the...
To hell with the charcoal burners. Where are your bandit mates?
They're not my mates. They nearly killed me. I recognized one of them, so I thought they'd come back and...
Recognized? Who was it? Talk!
I don't know his name, only that he's from Ujits, and he has a limp.
De Ulis, está algo tullido.
What can you tell me about him? How do you know him?
I saw him a few times in the tavern in Ujic, playing dice and boozing.
And?
I know he lives in a house on the edge of the village, but that's all I know. I never talked to him.
Why did you kill that bandit?
What? Bandit? I never killed anyone.
This is yours, isn't it? I pulled it from the belly of a dead bandit near the stud farm.
That is mine, but I didn't stab him. That fellow took it from me.
What fellow?
I don't know his name, but he's from Ujic,
El
and he has a limp.
He limps and he's from Ujic. That's not much to go on, but I suppose it'll have to do.
It's all I know. I never talked to him.
And now tell me exactly what happened. And don't leave anything out.
That's quite a long story.
Don't worry, I won't get bored.
All right. I woke up in the middle of the night because I needed to go for a piss. So I went out into the dark, same as usual, only there was something there that shouldn't have been. At first I thought it was just a trick of the light, but it wasn't. And then it was too late. They went past and I thought they must be horse thieves. I would have yelled, only I was afraid they'd kill me. So I waited until they were out of sight. I started to sneak away, but then...
Then the slaughtering started.
Yes. I thought they'd steal the horses and ride off. That would be bad enough, but then all the killing started and flames everywhere. It was terrible, like hell itself.
And then?
It seemed some of them didn't like it either. They started squabbling among themselves.
Empezaron a estar diferentes entre ellos y algunos salieron corriendo por donde habían
right
venido,
towards
justo en mi
me.
dirección.
And I had that thing in my hand.
Yo tenía esa
the
cosa en
hoof.
mi mano.
So you stabbed the first one in the belly?
No. He ran
Corriendo
right
hasta
into me.
mí.
He was running fast for a fellow with a limp. He pushed me aside and I fell on the ground. He told me I'd better lie low if I valued my life. He ran off with the others. I did what he said and hid. Then the rest of the gang ran past.
And then?
Then I waited in case that limping one from Ujic came back. I didn't dare come out until I was sure. I think it was almost light.
What about the others? Was there anything you noticed about them?
I don't know. There might have been maybe 8 of them, and 2 of them were really big. That's all I can remember.
Do you know what they argued about?
I didn't hear everything, but I reckon some of them were only there to steal and wanted no part in the killing.
That sounds terrible. I know exactly how you feel.
If only I yelled. Maybe they...
If you had, you'd most likely be dead. You probably wouldn't have done any good anyway.
But still...
There was nothing you could do. What about the others?
Oh, mierda, me he
Was there
equivocado.
anything you That's all. I've heard everything on...
Wait! What about me? Won't you help me out?
Perhaps I could. What would you like?
I'd like to go back to the stud farm, but those cutthroats who want to kill me are still around. Will you help me?
They're out of the way. I ran into them on my travels.
Really? That's great.
Really?
What?
It's great.
Afraid to go back to the farm. I ran away, and God knows what they'll think about it. I don't know if they'll even want to talk to me.
Just try, and you'll see whether they drive you away or not. And if you explain it to them, they're sure to understand.
I suppose you're right. Thank you for your help, and God bless you.
A ti se lo cargan cuando llega al pueblo, se lo cargan. Espero que no, porque el chaval en verdad ha hecho lo que cualquiera habría hecho, pero se lo van a cargar, se lo van a cargar, se lo van a cargar. Ahora estoy aquí en medio de la nada. Se van a cargar, chaval, seguro que se lo cargan. Es que con la calidad, como te van a perdonar, picha. Si es que... Porque lo único que ha hecho es quedarse callado, pero ya los conocía. Y sabía que uno era del Edeco, o sea que...
Ya.
Vale, pues vamos a volver a la ciudad. Vamos a entregar el informe al capitán. Y nada. Oh, tengo que comer, estoy muerto de hambre. Esto lo tiramos. Panecillo. $89. Vale. Con esto vamos bien. Espérate, ¿qué hace? Uf, ahora para volver. Pasen por culo. El camino era recto, ¿no? O sea, cruzo el puente porque es que no tengo el indicador mío. Cruzo el puente. Y ya no me desvío, sí, este camino me lleva directo allí. Perfecto. Me está haciendo de noche, eso es lo malo. Y por la noche pasan cosas malas por los bosques. Demasiados bandidos. Yo creo que me alcanza el sol, ¿no? ¿Dónde está el sol? Sí, me alcanza, me alcanza. O sea, me da tiempo a llegar. Estoy viendo los techos de las casas. A lo lejos. Vale, está el poder reventado, gloria mía. Si llevamos un día hoy. Ay, ya falta poco. Falta poquito, ya estamos a nada, entregamos el informe y a ver qué nos dicen. Una buena paga, espero, porque la misión me tengo que cargar a 2 tíos, investigar por no sé cuántos sitios, rastrear al nota este, el panocha, escucharle el sermón. Ha sido... Las misiones con un poquito más de acción vienen un poquito más adelante, es que ahora mismo no tiene nivel para luchar, entonces esta gente, los desarrolladores son conscientes ya que son, ¿no? Obviamente. Y poner misiones un poquito más light al principio, más de investigar y no sé qué. Vale. Vamos a entregar el informe. Que tengo que entregar el informe. Mira ese. Sí, sí.
Good day to you.
I talked to Ginger and found out what happened.
Out with it then.
Ginger fled because he recognized one of the raiders. He was afraid they'd come back to silence him.
Well, he was right. They were asking about him. So who did he recognize?
He didn't know his name. Some fellow with a limp from Ujits.
All right. Since you've gone this far, you may as well ask around at Ujits. We've enough to do here in these parts anyway. Sir Radzik will tell you about it.
Las letras se ven bien, ¿no?
If you haven't already been.
Es que como tenga que leerlo todo me queda aquí sin saliva. O sea, aquí en este juego no se para de hablar. A ver, capitán, ¿tenéis algo de trabajo por aquí? Entrenamiento. Bueno, fin del diálogo.
Good luck to you.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
My lord, I managed to find a clue to the whereabouts of the bandits.
Excellent. Bernard already told me what's been happening, but I'd like to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
The whole story, or just the gist of it, sir?
It's up to you what you consider important.
Toda la historia, ¿no, chavales? Toda la historia. Ahora, como le tenga que decir, ¿no? Pues mira, Panocha fue a mear, se sacó el rabo y mientras que meaba dijo, aquí pasa algo, Manuel. ¿Sabes? Como le tenga que decir eso. toda la
One of
historia,
the
toda la
Royal
historia.
stable boys,
Esto de loco.
Ginger, fled from there and hid out with some charcoal burners. I have to say, there's a lot of them around. I never thought how many forges and ironworks they have to supply.
That's true, but keep to the point.
Oh, yes, sir. I had quite a job finding him. He was well hidden and with good reason. The bandits wanted to kill him because he recognized one of them.
Did he tell you what happened?
He said it wasn't one gang, but two. And one of them took fright when the slaughter started. Seems they were only interested in loot, so they quarrelled with the other lot. Then it came to a skirmish in the woods and one of them was killed. The rest of them scattered.
And did you find out where they went?
All I know is one of them is from Ushitz. I know enough about him to be able to track him down.
All right, but those cutthroats must know who he is too, right? And if they want to get revenge on him or silence him, you'd better hope they don't get to him before you. So drop everything and get on his trail. Find out what he knows and then report back to me. I'm going to our encampment at Merhaya to oversee the security of the region.
Yes, sir.
Subidita de niveles y dinero.
Why choose Merhaya?
It's somewhat at the center of events, isn't it? And what's more, there's another stud farm there.
So, do you think they're going to try the same thing again?
I shouldn't think so. Everyone will be on the alert now, but the secluded dwellings are more vulnerable. There are few people in them. They're scattered everywhere and we can't guard them all.
But the bandits won't find much silver in places like that.
There's always a groschen or two, some food and so on. Anyway, how much silver did they get from slaughtering those horses?
True. If they'd stolen them, they could have sold them. Those were fine animals.
Exactly. It's not about the silver. It's about something else.
But what?
Creating fear. Such great terror that you won't even squeak when they come to cut your throat. Never mind raise your hand against them. Fear that will root you to the spot. Staring like a rabbit entranced by a stoat, waiting for the death blow to fall.
La táctica del terror.
Helpless
No
to
roban
do
nada,
anything about it.
pero arrasan con todo. Y cagan a la población. Así es como consigues que haya inestabilidad y que se quejen de los líderes.
I have some news about the investigation.
Oh, ¿qué haces?
Good. Tell me.
The trail leads to Ushitz. I found out one of the bandits is from there. A fellow they call Limpy Lubosh.
I see. What else?
That's all I found out so far, sir.
All right. Come back and report to me as soon as you learn anything new. God be with you.
Perfecto. El compinche está a menos de la mitad de la capacidad. El caballo. Hombre, me vendría bien dormir porque me anda una somanta de palos importante. ¿Sabe usted, mi señor? Mi señor. Y ahora quiere, mira, ahora quiere el cachondo de él, ahora quiere que vuelva aquí. Ahora quiere que vuelva aquí y que duerma aquí. Y que pase aquí la noche y que ya mañana... Porque la verdad es que es... Nos arriesgamos a ir o duermo a mitad camino. A ver qué horas tenemos. Las 7 de la tarde, hasta las 9 no anochece. Ah, podría pegar de loco, vamos a intentarlo. Ya estoy tocado, que me han tocado los humanos. Voy a ir con el pecho... Saciedad 87. Vamos a tomar una poción de caléndula. No creo que entre en combate con nadie, pero mejor que estar, ¿no?, con la salud recuperada. Los viajes a caballo me matan un poco, ¿eh? Esto del modo extremo, no poder hacer viajes rápido nunca. Es más real, sí, es más real, más inmersivo, todo lo que tú quieras. Pero estoy hasta la polla de estar aquí con la manita en el W y en el Mayus.
Ya.
Mira el sol, amigo. que atravesar el bosque. ¿Qué ha sido eso? Yo voy cagadísimo. Yo soy una maricona, o sea, a mí no me asustéis, por favor. Soy toda buena gente. Vámonos de aquí, perdigón. Voy a poner un nombre guapo porque perdigón. Anda huevo. Vale, estamos aquí otra vez a las afueras de Ulis. Y ya no hay miedo de que nos ataquen. O no deberían al menos, así que guardamos el arco. Y no se nos ha hecho de noche. Perfecto. Atardecer, pero bueno. Descubrir dónde vive el bandido lisiado. Primero, si no te importa, voy a dormir. Hasta mañana. El caballo a descansar. Vale, ya sé dónde vive el bandido. Pero voy a ir a dormir. O lo miro y me voy a dormir después. Lo miro y me voy a dormir. Venga, vamos a mirarlo. Más que nada porque me ha salido. Cuando te sale el objetivo, no puede pasar para el lado. Tenía suerte. Además la hora es perfecta, ¿eh? Atardecer. Ahí llega Henry.
Move along, citizens.
Circulen, ciudadanos,
There's nothing to see
circulen.
here. That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalice, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Creo que Henry también es más torpe.
They say he had a limp.
Shit. Allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Como lo han rajado. A este sí que le han rajado de los huevos al cuello.
Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't
Este es el
know.
merino del pueblo.
But look and ask
El
all you
alcalde.
like.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
¿Sabéis algo que sea sospechoso, coño?
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Para que primero lo han matado. Gilipollas.
Good day to you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Of course. Ask.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I haven't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you.
A ver. Marish. Tiene nombre.
Good evening.
¿Significa algo?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
You could see at first glance he was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time. And then yesterday, he turned up at the church and even talked to the parish priest. I never saw him do that before.
Ha hablado con el sacerdote.
Bad conscience.
Ajaja. Ha hablado con el sacerdote, el putito.
You know what Lubosh was doing?
Nos ha aguantado, nos ha aguantado. Tenía que soltarlo con
I
alguien.
was home. I didn't see him all day.
Nada, habla con el sacerdote.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
That's all. Thank you.
Good luck then.
Vamos a examinar bien la escena. Sin que nadie nos observe. Uf, lo que le han hecho el chaval. Te han sacado la minga. Te han dejado los huevos colgando, lo que sea ahí. Te han clavado con estacas. ¿Qué pone ahí?
Judas.
Judas.
Looks like this is meant to be a warning. But for who? Why?
Menos mal que he
Maybe the
aprendido a
gang had
leer,
a falling out. But a bandit who knows how to write isn't something you see every day.
Ni uno que sea, ni un investigador que sepa leer. Cabeza.
What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head.
Exacto.
Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him?
Claro.
That would explain why he didn't scream. Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Must have been agony. How come no one heard anything?
Este es tonto. Si le acabamos de decir hace 2 segundos. No hay nada. Ningún otro mensaje.
Nothing ever good enough for him. Always
Armor.
turning his nose up at everything I
Well, it seems Lubosh wasn't your everyday crofter.
What is
And judging by the bloodstains, it looks like he lived the way he died. Lord above, they did a hell of... Lord above, they... What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? That would explain why he didn't scream.
Ya que estamos aquí, ya no lo va a necesitar.
Nothing here. Nothing here.
¡No! ¡No! ¡Yo no quería dormir! Levántate, capullo.
A bed.
Comida. Y yo necesito comida. ¿Qué hacéis aquí?
Goodbye.
Yo lo flipo, vamos. Hay algo más que investigar, a ver. No hay más que descubrir, ¿no? Es que me estoy comiendo el coco. ¿Qué más hay que descubrir aquí? La
Judas.
lectura.
Looks like this is meant to be a warning. But for who?
Arriba no puedo subir. Está vacío.
Maybe the gang had a falling out. But a bandit who knows how to write isn't something you see every day.
No tiene nada, ¿no? Metido en la boca ni nada. Bueno, la boca la tiene vacía. Tiene lo que le queda de la minga colgando. Aquí no hay nada.
How will she cope now with a livelihood gone? She has mouths enough to feed.
I'd lose my mind if I were in her shoes.
No. Good day to
I'll come in the...
Ask away.
Who was...
He was a drunkard and a beast. And lazy.
Have you noticed anything?
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him.
That's all.
Vale.
Good luck then.
Good day to you.
Another thing about... I found armor in his hand.
God preserve us. Everyone knows he was a violent oaf, but I never thought he'd stoop to murder. At least he never did that here.
Farewell.
Ya no hay nada más que descubrir, ¿no? ¿Qué estáis mirando, A ver. Ya te puedes ir, amigo. Vale. Vamos a guardar cosas. Vamos a guardar cositas. A ver, esto para ahora. Y vamos a guardar. tenemos ingredientes. Que nada más me los puedo comer a pelo. Vamos a la taberna, que siempre está abierta. Y vamos a solicitar una cama, a ver por cuánto me clavan esta del modo extremo. Si no recuerdo mal, el modo normal eran 100 monedas, 100 y pico, si no más. ¿El tabernero dónde está? Posadero.
Jesus Christ.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
No me va a decir nada
That
nuevo,
man
pero...
Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession.
Y vemos
I
que
was wondering what he was up to.
nos ponen a varios NPCs con la respuesta correcta.
But
Es el cura,
I
el
suppose
cura,
no
el
sin's
cura.
too dark for God's mercy.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhoff was
Ni
raided?
idea.
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
Vale.
That's all. Thank you.
Un sitio para dormir, amigo.
Is there somewhere I could sleep here?
All right. For how long?
Por unas cuantas noches.
How about if I pay you for several nights?
All right. The money up front, though.
200 monedas. ¿Estás loco?
That's quite a lot. Can we discuss the price? Agree?
That's not enough.
Está cabreado, ¿eh? No le ha gustado.
You all like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud it is.
Algo es algo. Parece que no, pero esas pocas moneditas se nota.
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door to the building, there's a ladder up to the loft.
Ahí,
Your
baúl.
bed's ready there, and a trunk for your belongings.
Perfecto.
May the Lord watch over you.
Ya tengo camita. Vale. Vale. Ahora sí, dormir y guardar. Menos 40. Qué putada. Vamos a dormir como unos campeones. 7 horas, 8 horas, vamos a dormir. Misa. Mira qué oportuno, porque tengo que hablar con el cura. Qué oportuno. Vamos para allá. Perfecto, cigarrito hecho. Vamos a hablar con el cura que nos dice. Aunque me tiene mosca, porque los curas ya sabes con él, con la tontería de no puedo. ¿Tú quién eres? Ajá.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy.
Del tirón le llama chiquillas y por la cara el puto calvo este.
Cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
But I can't.
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of mankind, and one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
For heaven's sake, Father, can you really look me in the eye and tell me that, when you know you may be condemning innocent people to death?
I can, because if I broke that vow, the consequences would be much worse than if I didn't. Maybe not immediately, but one day. The mills of God grind slowly.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening. In the tavern. Over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Good luck to you.
Si está amaneciendo. Por hasta la noche. Bueno, pues voy a ir a buscar la casa de baño por aquí. Estoy hecho un guarrete, ¿no? No mucho, en verdad no estoy sucio, es el casco más que nada. Sí, ya estoy un poco guarro. casa de baños por aquí, vamos a buscarla, creo que no había. En este pueblo. Ah, sí, estaba aquí. Creo que estaba aquí. Puede que no esté ahí.
Ya.
Vamos a comprobarlo. Vale.
Ya.
Pues esto es una carnicería, me baño aquí.
What? Show yourself. Who's there?
Good morning. May the Lord watch over you.
A ver, señora, ábreme aquí.
Looking for someone?
Ah, que vienes para mí, abre la puerta.
Look out.
Has something?
Señora, por favor, ¿puede usted abrir la puerta? Ahí, dicho.
Good day to you. God be with you.
$228. No puede ser. $7,6, es que es caro de cojones. Un pollo 0,6 con un pollo asado. Las salchichas no son buenas. Eso es lo que nos dice el Kingdom Come Deliverance. Atrás. Cesta. Regatear.
Let's have a word about the price.
Aye?
Is this enough?
I'd almost shake on
Joder,
that.
qué cabrón.
Almost. Aye, for that amount I can be persuaded.
De todas maneras, lo que también voy a hacer es... Bañito. Aunque sea poco algo es algo.
Ya. Ya.
Y me voy a comer la comida de la taberna, que seguro que tienen por ahí un puchero. Que algo es algo. pasa aquí? Si solamente he comido del caldero. Tengo que esperar hasta... Dios mío. A ver. Vale. Vamos a esperar ahora hasta las 3 de la tarde. La última hora siempre tarda la leche. Cuando llega la última hora empieza ahí y dices, Dios mío. Tarda casi más que las otras 3 horas que ha estado durmiendo, ¿sabes? Que pasan rápido. Es terrible.
Over here.
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat.
How much longer?
Vale. El caballo tiene... No, el caballo no tiene la cachiporra. La dejé ahora la Ah, no, sí que la tiene. Perfecto. Porque me viene de lujo ahora la cachiporra. Se dejará ahí. Vale.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalice.
Oh. I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. He just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. The parents, the girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg.
Hay que darle penita, hay que darle penita al cura.
They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There's a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujits, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened in Noel? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this
Tal vez
time.
los rumores no son exagerados,
Neuhoff
padre.
stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claim. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make
No le daba nada y de repente ha
exceptions.
saltado,
If you do
¿verdad?
it
O sea,
once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If
Cuénteme
people
usted,
start
bueno, vayamos al
leaving the
asunto serio.
church
¿Esto
because
qué
their
es?
confessional secrets are betrayed,
¿Qué tan
they won't
sencillo,
trust
no?
anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard.
Tankard a bell for me.
So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. Tongue-lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Fornication.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I
Esto es
like the sound of
importante.
it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own
Estoy
repertoire.
meditando añadirla a mi
What's so
repertorio, o sea
amazing
que se lo va a
about
robar. ¿Y qué tiene de
The
especial?
preaching of Master Jan Hus
Los sermones del
about
maestro
Mother
Jan Hus
Church,
sobre la
the
Santa Madre
lamentable
Iglesia, la
wealth
vergonzosa
in which
riqueza en la que
the
sabe la
church
Iglesia
is
se ha convertido en un
drowning has
veneno,
turned
y
to
casi toda la
poison.
cristiandad está
And
contaminada
nearly
por
the
él.
whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on
Como una
this
banda de
land to
cuervos
devour
hambrientos
every
se han
grain
asentado
of
en estas
gold and
tierras para
silver.
devorar hasta
They
el
know
último
no
grano.
mercy.
No
Their
conocen la
hearts are
misericordia, sus
corrupted by
corazones están
longing for
corrompidos por la
wealth.
ansia de
And they
riquezas. Se
shamelessly
benefician
profit from everything.
desvergonzadamente de cualquier cosa.
You want to baptize a child?
¿Quieres bautizar a
Pay.
vuestro hijo?
You want
Paga.
to steal and
¿Queréis
murder?
robar y asesinar?
Pay and you will have
Paga
that
y obtendrás la
solution.
solución.
What if the devil himself
Y si el
would pay?
mismísimo diablo
Would he
pagara,
ascend to heaven
¿ascendería así de
too?
nuevo a los
With
cielos?
such money
Con
gained
ese
from the
dinero
poor, they
obtenido de los
buy
pobres
beautiful
compran hermosos
horses
caballos que
to
cabalgar
ride,
y contratan
needless
inútiles
servants
sirvientes
to
para que
pamper them.
para que los cuiden.
They gamble at
Juegan a
dice
los
and
dados
dress
y
their
visten a sus
whores
putas
in
con ropas
expensive
caras.
fur. While Jesus
Mientras que
Christ
Jesucristo
walked
caminaba
barefoot
descalzo
and
y no
had
tenía
no
dónde
place to
sentar la
lay
cabeza.
his head. Look to your consciences,
Examinad vuestras
you
conciencias,
robbers of
ladrones
the
de los
poor,
pobres, porque
for
Dios os
you are
vigila y
seen
sus
by
gentes
God
también.
and his people too. Amen.
Amén.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Bebamos.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation is completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach
Pero
to.
bebes
I'm
y
one with
fornicas.
them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Here, enjoy.
¿Queréis predicar contra la depravación?
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticizes the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Vale, vale. Te respeto, Calvito.
What do you think of this?
¿Qué opináis del Jan Haas?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Puede ser. Las enseñanzas de Jan Haas. ¿Dónde puedo aprender más sobre sus enseñanzas? ¿Os gusta? Copiar uno de sus sermones. Si estáis interesados, os puedo leer en la casa parroquial.
What do the common folk
¿Y qué opinas y qué opina el pueblo llano sobre esto? ¿Les gusta? Les complace oír que alguien dice lo que ellos piensan, pero no se atreven a decir en voz alta. Que dice las cosas que les enfurecen. Y recordad mis palabras, en unos pocos años estará fuera de control. El pueblo se alzará y la iglesia sufrirá una sacudida que afectará sus cimientos.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
A menos que antes los quemen en la hoguera, claro, claro.
Burn a master of the most respected university in Europe?
Basta de sermones, amigo.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. It's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Un nuevo nivel en bebida. Se viene cinemática.
Už se bojí svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejt v jejich kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požadem si huby jako poslední jen. Buďme se mávi, ano ráda stávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu jsou nejdem, tak nalej mi hned, ať točí se svět.
Enough of this.
Chico dildo traes en la mano.
Over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk. And one of you is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out. Wow.
Al Calvito le van a dar poca.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
No, vamos.
Come and get it.
Ya, guapo. Ya está, ¿no? ¿Dónde está el cura? Aquí.
As if it wasn't enough having her husband slain.
It's a sin to fight so badly.
Tío, estás loco. Tío, Le empezaba a meter ahí a todos los feligreses, chaval. Había uno que iba ahí por ahí con la antorcha y yo, ¡permita! ¿Sabes? A dormirla. Qué miedo, vamos. Qué puto loco de cura, ¿no?
I'd love to. And Henry too.
Hola, ¿tenemos compañía? Hola.
Right, Henry.
Antorchita. Hola. No soy un carajo porque vamos todo morado. ¿Qué hay que hacer? Abrir. Entramos. Vale.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Mira qué preciosidad. La campanita.
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
No dice eso realmente en inglés.
And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Ha potado desde la fachada de la iglesia el hijo de puta. Conexión directa con Dios, ¿eh? Hostia. Un rock and roll, el cura, ¿no?
Come here. Oh.
Oh. Pimba, toma.
Priest has mounted
Dale
up.
moreno, dale
Say,
moreno, dale
Henry,
moreno. De los
take
tetas,
a
hermano.
little ride of our own.
Vamos a jugar al veo veo. Henry. La cara de Henry. Be. Be. ¿Quién ha hecho esto alguna vez, eh? ¿Todo morado? Be. Be. A ti te follo, ven para acá.
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
El Henry que que ha desenvainado por primera vez, está contentísimo y dice, pues bueno, pues todo acabó mejor de lo que yo me esperaba. Hostia. A sacar el sable, ¿eh, Henry? Buena picha.
Godwin, you beast. Get up. Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fuck it out. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. And we have a wonderful time.
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Yo, que se le olvida dar la misa al hijo de puta.
Oh, step on in my head. Oh, my guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive.
Artísticamente el juego es
I've
hermoso.
forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it?
What the fuck am I?
Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass.
Era picha.
I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but
You can.
You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit?
Huh.
Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose it's Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving
Sí, está loco,
I'm
está
not.
loco. Sí, ese puto calvo está loco.
Plan.
Está loco.
Flawless.
O sea,
Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Ludovico is.
qué cabronazo. Lo sabía. ¿Esto es lo que tenías pensado, cabrón?
So all at once the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me. I won't give you a second
Se lo tenía que
chance.
decir, se lo tenía que decir, se lo tenía que decir.
Well, alright. I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon.
El sermón que relaté en voz alta, del que no me acuerdo.
No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubos.
Christ almighty.
Estoy jodido.
Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful.
Voy a guardar la partida.
Let's get to it then.
Porque esto es determinante. A ver. Me tengo que poner ropa para empezar. Sí tengo más pinta, ¿no? De respetable, digo yo. Voy descalzo, perfecto. Vale. Vale, necesito comida. Y no tengo más excepto... Vale. No, me he liado. Ya tengo que tomar un snack redentor y el snack redentor con toda su nutrición nada. Alcohol 7%. Ya estoy borracho, o sea que me hace un poquito más. Vamos para adelante. Voy todo morado, o sea... Vale, ¿cómo sale esto, chavales? Un sermoncito por la mañana, antes de empezar. Un cigarrito, un sermoncito, reputación perdida. Reputación perdida, ¿por qué? ¿Qué he hecho? Reputación perdida, ¿por qué? Por llegar tarde a la iglesia, supongo.
Never show up. Swill. Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
Look at it. Mother of God. Any minute now, he'll throw up.
So I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris
Et Filii,
et
Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas ad venerabiles a manus suas. Hoc facite
Hacer un cigarrito.
in meam commemoration.
Este ya es el último de la noche seguro, ¿eh? Último cigarrito. Después vamos a un sandwichito o algo. Hola.
Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalice, who's here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuha. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where by the grace of God was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Curious which one of them will heal first.
Con todo el barro en lo... Comenzar a conservar con confianza. Seis en todo, vale. Comenzar con ser más modesto. No tengo ninguna idea. Vamos a probar.
Brothers and sisters in Christ.
Ya, este no es, me he equivocado. Me he equivocado.
I would like to talk to you about our Holy Mother Church and what iniquities it's declining into.
Boy has a cheek.
Creation has given to every man the power by which he might rule the whole world. But that power does not give him the right to rule. That right belongs to God alone. It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, enemies, injustice, hunger and chaos, failed harvests, fires, floods and other catastrophes. And it is all due to the corrupt servants of God who do not practice what they preach. They think sins can be washed away by money, and they sell indulgences, and that's bad, because sins cannot be redeemed with silver.
Prague didn't do much for his confidence.
It is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to preach against sin. But what do they know of us ordinary folk? Let us remember the marriage at Cana, where our Lord Jesus Christ himself feasted with the other guests and drank his fill. And when the wine was gone, he performed a miracle and created more. He, whose companions were poor travelers, simple folk, prostitutes and troublemakers, performed a miracle so the feast could continue.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters. Jesus did not condemn alcohol. Drink to lighten the cross you bear in this vale of tears, but not with such abandon that you cannot keep holy the Sabbath. For there should be moderation in all things, and it is not drinking itself that is sinful, but intemperance and beastly indulgence.
He's right.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head? Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates. Away with them.
We're fortunate to have our good father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is filled with righteous wrath that those who should seek the salvation of souls instead seek mammon and the idle comfort of lucrative posts. Blessed are the shepherds who share the poverty of their flock, who are as one with you and bear with you the burden of this earthly pilgrimage, who do not condemn your venial sins.
Pico que te caga, hermano. Tengo un pico que te caga.
That is all I heard in private.
Henry presidente. O sea, ya... Bien, bien, sermón bien, ¿no? Un fallo, dos buenas. Y me callo, y a ver qué pasa.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that was.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a
I'm
silver
glad he
tongue.
came here. I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague. We told him nicely.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubosh tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you?
Well, now Lubosh came to me shortly after it happened. And his conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubosh kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubosh killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pius. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me.
Lo negaré todo.
I don't doubt it.
Vale, perfecto. Pues vamos a ir aparcando por aquí. Vamos a guardar la partida. Ya la llevamos casi 3 horas. Podría hacer las 3 horas, 20 minutitos ya. Y termino. Y llego a lo que viene siendo la ciudad. Y no me quedo en este pueblo. Dejado de la mano de Dios. Porque además llevo un morazo. Voy a dormir. Lo que voy a hacer es dormir, eso sí. Vamos a dormir. Sí, sí, pero eso mañana. Ahora vas a dormir. Y ya veremos a dónde vamos. Vamos a ir a la capital a entregar el informe. A ver si se me quita ya el morado, la resaca. 4 días. Y tengo 6 horitas para llegar, bueno, otras 4 horas para llegar a la ciudad. Ahora, ¿qué es lo que tengo? Resaca. Resaca. Vamos a ver, efectos, jugador, efectos. Resaca. Es un dolor de cabeza terrible y además se sufren remordimientos. La resaca reduce la fuerza, la agilidad, la vitalidad, el diálogo y el carisma. Y aumenta la notoriedad. El grado de esos efectos negativos depende de la cantidad de alcohol que bebas y la duración de la resaca depende de tu habilidad de bebida. Cuanta más experiencia tengas, más corta será la resaca. Con el tiempo se pasa. Pero también se puede curar con poción de caléndula, poción de Lázaro, poción de la resaca. Poción de caléndula tengo. Poción de caléndula tengo. A ver, nivel principal, insomnia, Z, lo van a unir, renegado, primeros auxilios, nivel 2, sí. Esto es muy importante. Vale, habilidades de equitación. Caballo de carreras. El caballo es más rápido, pero carga menos peso. No se puede combinar con la ventaja pony de carga. Me da igual, yo lo que necesito es un caballo que cargue. Perfecto. A ver, bebedor de cerveza, bebedor de vino. Bajo la influencia del alcohol tendrás un 25% menos y tu habilidad con el arco es un +2 superior. Pero sobrio, tu mano tiembla un 25% más. Yo creo que solemos beber más vino que cerveza. Aunque haya más cerveza y sea lo más tibio y lo más común, lo que más me suelo encontrar son pellejos de vino. Pellejos de vino es lo que más me encuentro. Aunque no sé. Vamos a ponernos de esto de vino. Bebedor de vino. Olé. Producto español. A ver, vámonos de aquí. Bueno, vamos a dormir un poco más, ¿no? Si nos dejan, en verdad. Más que nada porque tengo un dolor de cabeza del carajo. Vamos a dormir hasta mañana, vamos a pasar aquí el día. Y me voy tempranito para casa. Bueno, espérate. Vamos a hacer lo siguiente. Antes de dormir. Y yo me conozco cómo va esto. Saciedad, 70%. Vamos a comer del caldero. Vamos a esperar un par de horas aquí. Vamos a esperar unas cuantas horas. A las 12 de la noche. Esto no me preocupa porque no íbamos a ganarlo. No estoy con la intención de presentarme a un torneo porque es muy complejo. Me decía yo, ¿por qué coño no puedo abrir la puerta? Porque este gilipollas está medio. No puedo cocinar nada. A comernos una pata de pollo asado. Sociedad. Esto no lo puedo comer así. Nutrición -5, menos mal que no me lo he tomado. Vale. Menos mal. Casi me pilla robando. Uf, qué miedo. Vale. Y ahora ya tenemos todo el día por delante para atravesar los bosques, ir a donde sea. Lo que me estoy planteando es seguir a entregar el informe de lo que sabemos hasta ahora, que no es poco, o ir directamente a buscar al cojo ese Aledeco y así investigo un pueblo nuevo, descubro un pueblo nuevo. Oh, lo han cerrado, hijos de puta. La había abierto y ahora me la han cerrado. Señora, ¿se puede comer de ahí? No. Vale. Ahora sí que sí, nos fuimos de aquí. Pero nos vamos a ir hacia dónde. A ver, mira. Seguir el rastro de Diondo. Pues no, tenemos que ir directamente al Edeco. O sea, no hay tu tía. Talenberg. La forma más fácil para llegar para mí sería llegar hasta abajo, hasta aquí y hasta aquí. Mira, hasta más me viene, está bien. Sí, voy a hacer eso. Voy a dar ruta hasta aquí, por el bosque y tralará. Vale.
¡Ya!
Comida. Vamos a comprar un poco más de carne al carnicero. Tiras de carne seca, que no solamente sacian bastante, sino que encima aportan energía. Y eso nos viene de puta madre. Guardia de la tienda. Caballero, necesito entrar. ¿Cómo se vaya? Ah, no, no se va. Solo de carne seca me tiene. Sí, Henry, solo de pan come el hombre. Ya, no solo de pan come el hombre, pero estamos como estamos. Carnicero, hablar.
Good day to you.
Vamos a comprarle carnecita rica. A ver si ya la sacamos por 100 monedas. Parezco Robin Hood, ¿eh?
Is this enough?
I'd almost shake on that. Almost. See now, I knew we'd come to an agreement.
Vale, pues ahora podemos comer tranquilamente. Saciedad 60. Vale. Pues ya he hecho la misión del cura, Henry. La de tener que dar la misa, beber con él y todo el rollo. Por aquí no era.
Ya. Ya.
Por aquí era. ¿Te enseñé a hacer cerveza artesanal? Pues justo, Henry, justo. Acabas de llegar antes de que eligiera la habilidad. Después de que haya elegido la habilidad entre el vino y la cerveza. Y he elegido el vino. Tener más tolerancia al vino. Además, la cerveza no aporta nada bueno, ¿no? Lo que quiero aprender y que sé más o menos... Tengo que buscar la receta es de Snap Redentor. Para guardar la partida. Porque aquí solamente puedo hacer eso durmiendo. En verdad en el juego es igual. En el modo normal es igual. A ver. Sí, estoy yendo bien. Ahora voy a llegar a un campamento de carboneros aquí. Cerveza, bebida del pueblo, sí, lo sé, pero ¿tú sabes lo que pasa, Henry? Que tú piénsalo en verdad. Cuando tú registras, ¿qué es lo que te encuentras más usualmente? ¿Cerveza o pellejos de vino? Porque yo lo que más me encuentro son pellejos de vino. Y siempre tengo vino. Y cuando estás con las cohortas con los nobles, las copas creo que llevan vino. O sea que tiene más sentido darle al vino. Mal día, ¿eh? No. Hasta luego.
Ya.
Dos colgados. Lo has visto, ¿no? Dos colgados del árbol. Estamos llegando.
Ya.
Me tengo que meter en ese bosque y llegar a donde vive el panadero. De ahí. De todas maneras, en los bosques no me gusta ir así. Vamos a sacar... ¿No me dejas sacar el arco o qué? Que no lo tengo seleccionado. Vale. Nos llevo la... Pero nada. Nos llevo la coffee. ¿Estará en el caballo? Efectivamente. Vale. Vamos equipado full metal. Bueno, full metal, ¿tú me entiendes? Todo el metal que llevo. Un campamento de cumanos. Mala cosa esta. Yo no quería encontrarme con esto. A ver. Igual no es el campamento de cumanos, es lo de la piba esta. Sí, es el taller de alquimia.
Ya.
Hola.
God be with you. Good luck then.
Ah, aquí es a lo que yo quería llegar. Receta de veneno. 399 monedas. Qué caro. De todas maneras, si me acordase de memoria, sé que las puedo sacar. O sea, si las haces tú de memoria, te aparece en el libro como que has acertado, que es más difícil aún. Pero no me acuerdo de... ni de coña, de... Ya sé que aquí puedo comprar veneno. Vale, y sé que estoy aquí. Tengo que seguir el camino hacia el sur. O sea, la casa chiquitita. Taca, taca. No, o sea... Tiene un camino y tengo que seguirlo y después a la derecha.
Ya.
Exacto. Vale.
Ya. Ya.
Con la flecha preparada, Henry. Con la flecha preparada. A ver si tenemos que hacer algún amigo. Mira, este es el minero. Perfecto.
Good day to you.
Miller Peshek from Ratai sent me with this ring for you.
A ring?
Here it is.
Useless fucking bauble. You must be Henry, right? Peshek told me about you.
What the? Why did you throw it away? Do you know how much trouble I had to get it?
Te has troleado,
Peshek
Henry.
said it was important
Asúmelo.
to you.
Like I said, it's a piece of junk. It was just a test to see if you've got the balls to work for the miller. It's a custom of ours, testing fledglings in the trade with a nice little wild goose chase. We need to see if you'll be hobbled by pointless principles, or if you're willing to use your head.
Mira, eso es bueno.
Congratulations. You passed the test, and now we'll have a few jobs for you.
Do you need help with anything?
Just in time. There is a certain matter I need resolving. I have some scores to settle with the commander of the Talmberg Guard, and I want to get my own back. You may have heard that Sir Robard of Talmberg is a stickler for having all his gear neat and tidy.
The commander of the guard? Sir Robard? I'm already confused. Just tell me what I need to do.
It's like this. I want you to break into the Talmberg armory and steal a few weapon locks with the coat of arms on them.
Ah, and once Sir Robard finds some of his guardsmen's equipment is missing...
He'll see to the commander of the guard, who's the only one with keys and answerable for their safekeeping. When Robard finds out he's losing things from under his nose, he'll have him whipped. And I'll get what I'm after. Satisfaction. Take at least 5 waffen rocks.
Sí, lo del anillo. Parezco Frodo.
Consider it done. What am I to do with the weapon rocks once I have them?
I'll burn them to get rid of the evidence. Just make sure you don't get caught.
I'd like you to teach...
Certainly.
I'd like to practice...
All right.
Ni de coña.
Maybe in...
Muy cara. Muy cara, amigo. Vale. ¿El caballo tiene algo para vender? Vale, y desde aquí. Sí, vale, vale, vale.
Ya.
Pero aquí no se podía cruzar, ¿no?
Ya.
Creo que no. Perfecto. Vamos en la dirección adecuada, ¿verdad? Hemos cruzado y tenemos que ir aquí. Vale. Vale, venga. Ah, creo que eso es el deco. Sí. He llegado al deco. Vamos a la taberna. Y a los baños, a la casa de baño también.
Good day to you.
I'm interested.
Uh-huh.
Get myself fixed up a bit. Have a bath and get my clothes washed.
As you wish.
I'm not giving you that much.
And how much?
Agree?
You won't convince me with that. You won't regret spending the money. I guarantee it. Good luck.
Una monedita que sea. Vale. Estamos impolutos, ¿no? Sí. Tabernero. Ese va a ser el tabernero.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Have you got a bed for the night?
Certainly. For how long?
Just the one night.
All right.
There you go.
Por las monedas.
You'll like it here.
Aquí tengo todas mis cosas, vale, voy a coger lo que puedo vender aquí. Vale. Partida guardada. Pues hasta aquí hemos llegado, chavales. Ha sido una buena sesión, 3 horas y 5 minutos. No está nada mal. Voy a salir del juego. Salir. Uy. Y no hay nadie conectado seguro, ¿no? Lógicamente. Nadie conectado, ¿no? Nadie conectado, vale. Bueno, pues yo... Y quito la cámara. Ahora. Que nada, chavales, muchas gracias por estar ahí, Henry, Goti, todos los que habéis pasado por aquí hoy. Y nada, deciros que continuaremos con esto mañana. Y yo creo que está bastante bien la campaña, ¿no? La estoy llevando bastante bien por ahora. Ha estado bastante intensa estos 2 primeros días, hemos avanzado bastante en la historia. Y seguro que mañana le vuelvo a dar. Así que nada, chavales, un saludo y nos vemos mañana. Chimpum. Sin más ni más. Uy, me lo voy a comer todo ahora en la cocina. Me lo voy a comer todo. Qué locura. Nos vemos.